And we're back, and we'll begin with the topic of the National Hockey League and another goalie. Not Braden, I know you had your situation taken care of via arbitration or avoided going into an arbitration ruling. Jonathan Bernier looked to do the same with the Toronto Maple Leafs, of course signing a 2-year deal worth $8.3 million. Now, as a goalie, as I guess a fellow, I guess you would be in a club. I don't know if that would be safe to say. But you could understand where he was going through, particularly this year, your first time going through the arbitration ruling. Knowing that they kind of, in your situation, it didn't seem like it, but of course, you look at a guy getting $2.8 million is what they offered him, and he was looking for a little bit of a higher deal, around 5.1. The discrepancy is there, but you look at what they came to, and it seems like a reasonable decision. How is this process psychologically going to help or hurt Jonathan Bernier?
I don't think it'll have much effect on him, to be honest. He's a world-class goalie, thrown into a not-so-great situation the last couple of years. So, I think they're if they can get a team in front of him to play, he'll turn some heads. He's a really, really strong goalie, and I think if you know him a bit, he's not going to be too fazed by this. He's already playing in Toronto. That's not the worst thing you can. And our hearing is light compared to what he gets in the media every day. So, no, it's good for him, and I hope he proves his worth.
Can he have a bounce-back season? Or will he have a bounce-back season?
The pain coming in Toronto, I think it's going to be after you to look at how this season went. That's the thing. They're expecting so much hurt in that city that if you can do solid, then it's perfectly fine. And I think then you'd have to look at maybe trading Reimer, because I don't think you want to have if he wants to be that first guy, you need to bring someone who's not going to try and steal the spotlight. I mean, I don't know how you guys work in that case in goalies. I know there's that competition. You want that competition, but I don't know if really he's going to want that in Toronto and have that guy breathing down his neck. He wants to be the starter, make him the starter, and eventually you're going to have to ship out Reimer. I think that's what has to happen in Toronto.
Well, it's for both of you then. In this situation, is this a crucial year for Bernier?
Yeah, I mean, every year is crucial as a goalie. You have a bad year, and you look at Mike Smith. He has a rough year, and all of a sudden, kind of forgot about. I think he was a Vezina finalist or whatever he was a couple years ago. So it's goaltending goes by the year that you're having right then. Not much in your past, unless you're a Lundqvist or Brodeur, where you have 10, 15 years in your back pocket. So no, it's but goaltending goes with a team. If they can figure out what they're doing to make a Leaf stronger, he'll have a strong year. It's if you're not very good in a team, it doesn't matter who you are as a goalie, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, especially on that Leafs team too. If you can have a good solid year, then at least for them, it's a guy they can hopefully bring back and be that cornerstone that they actually need. You always need a great goalie in your crease, and if they have that, and he relieves the pain that's supposed to come this year, then open up the doors and let him have whatever he wants, because that's what you need. You need a solid goaltender, and that especially in Toronto.
All right, guys, let's move on to the CPCA a little bit local. The Chuck Wagon events are nearing the end. Turtleford is going to be the next stop for the tour, but there's a lot of talk of how this is going to turn out. You have a guy like Ray Mitswing, who's been fantastic, winning 3 out of the 4 show titles, winning the trailer on top of that last week, and when you looked at him in Dewberry for the Frog Lake event. Chris Molly did win last week. But you look at what we have all together heading into the CPCA final, or at least the final, and of course Turtleford coming up. Is it Ray Mitswing's to lose? He's now the high point outrider or high point leader. He's got 3 out of 4, including a trailer that he won on Sunday. It seems like he's the natural fit to go win the entire thing.
It's fun that he won a trailer, but he's probably going to leave, so he's going to have a free trailer just kicking around to get pwned off on someone. The weird thing is him, because he wants to, if he's going to leave, he wants to leave as a champion. And going into this weekend, I spoke to him earlier, he doesn't really want to race his best. He wants to hold everything off because it's a short turnaround going from Sunday and then racing again on Wednesday. So he wants all his horses ready to go and prepared for the Lloyd final. But even then, he's been racing so well. How do you not take Ray Mitswing in a field where he's just been blowing everyone away in the second half of the season? So other than in that whole Chris Molly, him, Jamie, it's them versus the rest of the field. It's those 3. That's who's racing right now.
So you're saying you'd take Mitswing over the field?
I would.
Braden?
I honestly have no clue. I have 2 young kids. I don't even have time to watch my favorite sport in baseball. So, yeah. Ray Mitzwing's the only name I know, so I'll go with him.
And it's not a bad name to go with. That's fair enough. How about this? At least this guy's familiar, even if you're not a golf fan. Tiger Woods, back at the Quicken Loans tournament, which he is basically has a stake in. So he was the real virtual big name out there, if you could call him a big name nowadays. He had a pretty good showing, though. You look at especially his second round on Thursday. Shot, I believe it was a 68. Looked like, at times, the fist-pumping Tiger that we knew of old. But it's still the Quicken Loans tournament. It's not a major. And I think that's what a lot of people are trying to figure out. Is this something or nothing? Andrew, we'll start with you.
I can't believe I'm actually making something out of Tiger Woods having a decent showing at a nothing tournament. That's, to me, is what, like,
It's a nice bounce back from what he had in his previous major.
Yeah, but it's still, like, that's the thing when we talk about this aura of Tiger Woods. We think of him fist pumping at majors and doing all of those things, and now we're getting him into the news by talking about a nothing tournament where he has a decent showing. That it shows the fall off of how far we've gone, but we're still trying to put him up to the level. Like, why are we not talking about the bigger golfers on tour right now? We're still talking about Tiger's maybe now rebound, but I think it's nothing because it's a nothing tournament. It's no one's going to watch. No one's sitting down on a Sunday like, I want to watch the Quicken Loans tournament to see possibly Tiger do something. So I think it's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Tiger come back and at least have at least one good year or something to really, get the fans, a little excited again. But I think it's to be honest, I think it's less Tiger. I think it's the more the way golf is going. I think golf is the last sport to really turn into that physically challenging sport. You see less and less 40, 50-year-old golfers that are still putting up good numbers. You have the one or two that are still good, but I think the young kids that are coming up, they're training their bodies right. They're training like no golfer has before, and I think that shows. I don't think you can keep up with that when you get up there in age like other sports, and that's good. There's more people golfing. There's more young kids getting into it, young athletic kids. So it's tough that Tiger's taking the brunt because I don't think he's too much at fault. I think it's just the rest of the field is getting so much better. Golf is getting better.
And that's what's going to be interesting to see what happens to him. All right, thanks, guys, for that. We're going to take another time out. And when we return, we're going to have Over Under next.